So who is pregnant on the Toronto Slam team?
Dave, he's
Okay.
pregnant. It's Oliver, our child.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we made it out of twigs and we put it in his belly.
Huh.
Don't really know how that's going to work out.
Amanda Hebert was telling us that you hate everything. Is this?
I hate everything, absolutely everything.
This is going well.
It is a testament to the loveliness of the people that I'm on a team with that can
They
still say
survive
that it's a
your-
testament to the
Survive
loveliness
your
of-
pessimism.
And that we survive each other. No, this is the lovely thing about Poetry Slam, actually, is that every year we get together, put together a random team, and it's like, well, now you got to love these people, and invariably, so far, it has ended up working. So.
How did you start in this? How did you get involved in slam?
I guess when I moved to Toronto 6 years ago or something, I just got involved in the poetry and open mic scene. There wasn't the slam scene that there is now. There was a slam scene, but kind of in the circles that I ran in, it was interesting. We were talking about this last night, actually. There are strengths and drawbacks, because now there is more of a distinction between the page scene and the stage scene. Whereas back then, a few years ago, we performance poets were just kind of a subset within the more literary scene. And so that was interesting. There was a bit more cross-pollination. But whereas now we have come into our own as performers primarily. So, but I still feel a great allegiance to the literary scene that kind of brought me up. So.
Mm-hmm. So when you're working on a piece, do you have is your voice in your mind, or how do you build them?
Yeah, I can't help hearing words when I write them. That's not necessarily my voice. It's actually it's Roy Scheider's voice.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's really strange.
He is quite handsome. After all.
Yeah. But so I hear Roy Scheider reading my poetry as I'm writing it, and
Is this like the Roy Scheider of Jaws, or
it's the Roy Scheider of Jaws,
Okay.
yes, specifically,
Yeah.
not Naked Lunch. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
some people ask why is that, and I say I don't know. I don't make decisions for Roy.
Does he have the same sort of range as you do intellectually?
I don't want to get into a contest of wills with Roy Scheider. I'll put it that way. I don't really know. I don't want to test him. But I mean, I know some people write for slam, and there's a distinction between slam and page. I just write what I write, and if it's going to be a performance piece, then I tweak it. And I kind of take that and tweak it out and go, okay, well, how can we make this so its performative nature is coming out a bit more.
So what's the difference there? Are you sort of adding repetition, or are you?
Repetition. I mean, just something you need hooks, and you don't necessarily want to take people on this ponderous journey through this beautiful hush metaphor that is taking root in your beautiful mind. It's a drawback and a strength of slam, right? Is that you have 3 minutes. And so you might want to go into this really deep thing, but you can't because you've got 3 minutes. And so on the one hand, you're limited in your content, but on the other hand, it really teaches you to kind of find other ways to get a powerful message across in a very short amount of time. So yeah, it's stuff that lends itself to repetition, lends itself to quick turns and comedy and punchlines and that kind of thing, or just speed, staccato, or I mean, every now and then there are a few poets out there who can really just get a poem that isn't a performance poem and just through force of emotion and presence actually make it a slam piece that's hard to do.
I've heard other poets talk about the idea of trajectory, that you're sort of building up a little bit and then giving some kind of payoff and then building up more for is that
In a
sort
piece?
of, yeah, in a piece.
Or, yeah, I could see that. I mean, that extends to the slam itself too. I mean, that's the interesting thing is when you start to do it a lot, you start to see the slam itself as almost a piece. Like you are thinking about, okay, well, what's my strategy here? What am I going to open with? What am I going to close with? Second round's always funny in any slam because people tend to get a little more experimental with it. It seems, especially in the team slams. And then you're reacting to what other people are going to do, so you need to be able to change on a dime. If someone's doing they did a funny piece and you're going to do a funny piece, well, maybe I should do a sad piece. Or they did a sad piece, do I want to go, callous stand-up-y stuff right after that? But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's really interesting stuff.
So in one sense you're playing to win, and in another sense you're playing to balance whatever the night is, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're playing to win. I mean, I like to think that if you're there to be honest, if you were honest in your writing and if you're honest in your performance and you're there not just to put one over on people through the gimmicks, then I think that'll shine through and you will win. Like I try not to play to win. I just try to go up there and do something that I feel is honest to myself, the night, my community, whatever. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, you're playing to win, sure.
Thanks very much.
No
Nice
worries.
talking with you. Yeah.